All right, Florida State, let's talk about them again. I made a video last week about how the Seminoles couldn't stop the counter against Georgia Tech, and, well, all the issues that I pointed out, a lot of them, they reared their ugly head once again during FSU's game against Boston College on Monday. So that's what we're going to do for this video. We're going to take a look at the clips of what happened, what's happening up front defensively for Florida State. They got to get it fixed. They have 2 weeks to get this fixed. If they don't, it's going to be a long season. Sorry to tell you that, Florida State fans. But let's get into it. Let's take a look at what needs to be fixed immediately because it's a real problem. You're allowing way too much with regards to the run game. So we're going to start off with the first play of the game. It's counter. Again, Boston College, they saw that Florida State struggled with the counter game against Georgia Tech. So they're thinking, hey, let's run counter, and it goes for no gain. First play of the game is no gain, right? Robichaux is being tackled. He has to cut back. He's running into the teeth of the defense. Peyton is jumping around and making the play. He's jumping around the block by Dwayne Alec, the left guard. And all is well, right? Well, not exactly. Not exactly. A lot of this is just confirming to me that many of the issues haven't been fixed from the week prior. So let's go ahead and slow down again with this play. First and foremost, Peyton doesn't really take on the block of Alec. He's not being aggressive and squeezing down. He's just going to jump around. And he's frankly lucky that Alec dipped his head. If Alec stays his head up, he can adjust and make the block and actually push Peyton so Peyton can't dive around to make the play and force Robichaux to cut back into his teammate. As I go forward on the play right here, I want to point out something. Morales, who is the second puller, the tight end, is coming around. He has really no one to block. No one is filling in this gap. Everybody's being washed down on the rest of the defensive line. The safety right here is taking a wrong angle. He is pitting inside, so he can be sealed off easily by Morales if needs be. He is looking, this safety is looking at the receiver that's gone in motion. Man coverage, man coverage, man coverage. There is nobody that is going to be able to make this play. So frankly, Peyton is very lucky on this play that he did get around and made the play, and that Alec just kind of dipped his head and wasn't really looking, was trying to go with the big hit on him. Because if not, that's probably a touchdown. That's probably a touchdown. And the reason I'm highlighting the fact that the defensive line is getting washed down is because it's way too easy. You're going to see a constant theme throughout this game where the defensive tackles will get double teamed, and instead of either splitting the double team or holding their ground, blowing up what we call the postman. So just so you guys understand, the guy right in front of you, if you're getting a double team, that's called blowing up the postman and then making a pile or splitting the double team. They just allow themselves to be blown off the ball by the double team that then allows the second blocker to get up to the linebacker or the safety. And so there's some extra yards that are made with regards to that. And it's a constant theme throughout the game. Okay. And I'm just going to highlight right here Joshua Farmer because he was highlighted by ESPN. ESPN listed him as a player to watch that could be an impact player on the game. And as I understand it, he's a second team ACC player from last year. And you're going to see a lot of clips of this where he's kind of getting manhandled by one dude. I expect more from a second team all-conference player, especially in one of the more Power 4 conferences. So all in all, they get the stop. Okay, great. Next play, though, is going to be power. Actually, no, it's not even power. I'm sorry. It's the trap. It looks like power. That's how I got confused for a second. But it's trap. It looks like it, but it's a trap because they're trapping on Peyton, who basically gets his ass kicked here. Not gonna sugarcoat it, guys. This one's not gonna be a sugarcoating. He's high, bang, gets blocked, gets knocked around. Bad fit by number 20. Watch Farmer again. He's not fighting, right? He's engaging, but as the lineman is turning his hips and sealing him off, he's not fighting that pressure. He's just allowing himself to be pushed and washed down. He's got to fight that. He has got to fight that to get out. So he's not doing that. It's not very good. And if I'm sounding a little animated right now, it's because I'm an old O-line, D-line kind of guy. That's where I started as a coach. So I see this stuff. This is a great initial press, but then he takes himself out of the way. He allows himself to be taken out of the way. If he just bang and just stands there, he has this gap and this gap even, if needs be. But he starts to chase for whatever reason. I don't know where he's going. He gets sealed, and it's a wraparound. And now you have guys climbing up. They're going to get the backers. Got the trap, and it's a 5-yard gain on second down. So now it's 3rd and 5. They're able to get 5 yards. Now, so we're going to go to the next play. And this is a play that actually is very good. So I don't want to just harp and beat on them for all bad plays. So I will give props on this play. This is a great job by Peyton. It's counter again. He is actually going to attack this time. He attacks, blows up. Lundy fits up really well on this play. I still feel like Farmer is getting washed down, needs to be fighting that. He needs to be making a pile basically right here or splitting the double team. The reason he can kind of get in on the play is because number 70 for Boston College, Ozzie Trapilo, he climbs up and leaves. But really the play is being made here by Peyton and Lundy because they're both fitting in really aggressively. They're fitting in. This is a good fit right here. There's a lot where there's not a lot of good fits by the linebackers, but they fit in, and then that forces the back to go inside, and there's Farmer able to get up on the play and help make the stop. So that is a good example of stopping the counter right there. That's what they need to do more of. But they struggled all game to do even anything against any pulling players. Any gap scheme run was a real struggle for Florida State. Even when it's zone with a wham block, they struggled with it. So let's take a look at this play. 2nd and 9. It's that trap again. Oh, what? Look at that. We get a good gain again. Let's rewind. What's happening up front? Look at the defensive line. Climb up. Backers bad fit. No one's fitting inside. Nobody's fitting inside. Who has this gap? Guys, who has the gap here for Florida State? Who has that hole? Somebody has to be there. Now, is it the backer that's being blocked right there by Trapilo? If it is, that's a bad angle. But they're having to chase and fall behind and go. And instead, it's not really great technique. It's a little bit better. But again, getting hit. Washed down. The hole is there because really, they're getting washed down. And that's what it is, a lot of these plays. Let's run this again. Let's run this one. This is power. Look at how far Peyton's getting washed down. Peyton is so tall right here. He is standing up, just getting pushed off. And he dives to make a play, but he's just, there's no pressure. I mean, he's not even fighting really well. So it's just way too simple. You've got people climbing up, getting their blocks, and there's just no chance on this play. There's just no chance. Tight end gets his guy. You get washed down, tight end's going to be able to get to his guy, and no one's able to really help on the play, and it's a good gain. 2nd and 5. It's that trap again, and notice that Marvin Jones Jr., number 7, look at him. He gets shot like he jumps out of his stance and goes upfield like he's got a rocket attached to his butt. And he's out of the play and falls down. And the puller's going, oh, who do I got? I'll just take this guy. That's the backer who would be in the hole, probably, if Jones hadn't fallen down. But it's a down block. Guys, you get a down block. You got to squeeze with it. You got to feel these blocks. These are things that you work on as coaches with your players. And Morales is like, I'll take that guy. And yeah, it's only a 3-yard game, but look, it's the first quarter, and they're having issues stopping these plays. Okay? Consistently for no gain. They're giving up 3 yards, 3 to 4 yards initially with these plays. So here we go. Oh, it's that trap again. 3-yard gain. But again, look at what you're looking at is the defensive line creating a wall? Or is there a gap in the defense and you're relying on one player like number 13? Let me look him up here. Number 13, Sione Bolehi, for making the play. Because he has to jump underneath. He's on the opposite side, and he kind of cuts underneath and is able to make the play. But, I mean, it's just those things. There's gaps in the defense that are being created by these that are being made, and that's the problem, right? It is the problem for this defense. The fits are not great by the linebackers, but what you have is you just have also the defensive linemen being shoved into their face. And they're kind of doing I don't understand the gaps, who's controlling what gap as well as I watch these. Who has certain gaps? I'm just seeing players, players leaving the middle. So now you get a double team up to the backers and you can run this ball right up the middle. This is easy stuff. It's a wham block, zone block, but it's just way too easy. What you want is you basically want almost like a fence. You want the defense to be like a fence so that the back has nowhere to go. That's how it works, really, with regards to that. If there's gaps in the defensive line, the defensive front, it's a lot easier to hit them. So here we go, quarterback power. Watch play side. Everybody gets washed down. Really too easy. Rewind it a little bit. We'll look at the end zone view of it because we have that. Wrap around, kick out. David comes around. Dwayne comes around. I don't know why I said David. Dwayne comes around. Dwayne out comes around. Leads up the hole. Got it. Got to the backer. Look at the end zone view. There's your all-conference player from last year getting handled. Again, he's got to fight the pressure. He's not fighting the pressure. Gets easily sealed. And it's just, this is what you see time and time again. Here we've got this. This is power. And when I say bad fits, who has the backside here? Is it the safety? Maybe. Yeah. Maybe it's the safety, number one, who's come up. That would be Shem Brown. That'd be Brown right here. Is he the one that's supposed to have it? I guess. Why is Peyton jumping inside? He's got a teammate who's got that gap. Let's look at the pre-snap look. He's got that hole right there. Peyton's got here. He's got the extra help right here. This gap. You've got players in gaps that are just kind of jumping all over the place. And that's another part of the problem for Florida State. They're all over the place with regards to their fits on who's in what gap. It happened against Georgia Tech. On the first drive, a big run
from Texas A&M,
where linebacker who
Jamal Haynes will get the carry
on the outside zone,
against the
leaves the backside cut
so
wide open. His teammates have all got play side. It's actually supposed to be, it's being forced back inside because the end actually has the outside and would prevent the back from getting to the outside, but over pursues, jumps into the wrong gap, a gap that's being occupied by a teammate, and it's a big run. And this is stuff that you see in these games, in these first two games of the season. So this is what I mean by these things need to be fixed. Who's in what gap? Doing your job. When I coached, I always talked about do your job. You don't try to do too much. If we've got an assignment for you, do your job. You'll hear that from coaches all the time. Just do your job. Two more plays, and then I don't want to beat a dead horse. So we've got a counter with the jet sweep. The jet sweep pulls two defenders, basically. That widens Jones, so that allows the kick-out block, and we get the block by Morales up, leading up the hole. But again, defensive line, they're getting sealed. They're creating the gaps. They're getting washed down. Here, they're not losing yards, but they're not getting anywhere. We got backers stepping up into the hole, stepping up and being blocked because all they see, I mean, you're seeing down blocks. Why are you shooting? You should be thinking, okay, I got to scrape over. Instead, shoots up, gets caught off. Oh, well, too bad. Down block. If you're seeing down block as a linebacker, you see two guys down blocking, that's telling you that something's coming back the other way. Don't step up into the double team. So it's a really nice design of the play. I mean, everything about it kind of helps open it up. And then finally, last one, this is power read with the jet sweep motion. Pull the defenders wide. Inside, once again, not able to get off blocks. They're getting washed down. And that opens up the gaps right there. They're not fighting across. They're standing tall. They're all standing up, getting washed down. They're not fighting that pressure. And because of it, it's opening up the gaps that allow Boston College to run for almost 300 yards on you. For 260 yards, I believe is what it was. So, again, these are the issues that can be fixed. They can be fixed. But the question is, are the players willing to do it? And the coaches might have to just simplify. They might have to do some stuff. But right now, the problem is I just don't see the play that I would like to see from some of these players. If I was a Florida State fan, if I was a coach on Florida State, these are things that I think need to be fixed. That's just my opinion. And yeah, we'll see what happens in 2 weeks because, again, or really in a week, this is coming out on Friday, the 6th of September. So we'll see what happens. But if it's not fixed, I had someone say, well, they could beat Memphis, right? And I thought, I mean, Memphis is seeing the same stuff. If they can't stop this and they're not firmer pushing against the blocking that's coming, it's going to be a long night again. So let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like. If you enjoy this type of content, please make sure to subscribe. We'll be doing videos like this all season long. You have a great rest of the day. We'll see you next time. I do want to recognize the members of this channel at the booster level and above for their support. If you wish to have your name in a video just like this, make sure to check out the join link in the description below. Here on the end screen, you can see that there's another recommended video. Make sure to click that and watch it. Also, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future breakdown videos. I hope you have a great rest of the day.